So after your junior year, tell us, elaborate on, what you began to think, because there was some opportunity at the end of your sophomore year to maybe possibly be going to the NBA. Back in the day, they called it hardship, right?
Hardship. There you go. Well,
you could,
Coach Smith and I we sat down actually my freshman year. He said you needed some more time. After my sophomore year, he checked with the NBA scout. They said you would be a lottery pick in the top 9, but JR, I feel if you come back to school, you can be hired. So of course, coach, I'm coming back. So after my junior year, even after the injury, they said, JR, you're gonna be no lower than the 5th pick. And he told me, I remember as clear as yesterday, JR, if you were my son, I would tell you to go ahead and go to the NBA. Because at that time, I had gone to summer school every session. I needed 12 hours to graduate going into my senior year. So Coach Smith knew him that we could get that done in the summer. He got a bonus put in my contract for us to come back, as he did for all the Carolina guys that left early. But that was a hard time for me, Shamar. I'd come in with guys, Scott Williams and Jeff Denny, Pete Chilcutt. We had a chance to have a pretty good team my senior year. We had King Rice. It was a really tough decision for me. I really thought about it. I went back and forth and waffled on it. But my dad finally said, hey, man, University of North Carolina been there 200 years without you. They'll be here another 200. You can go back and see them in the summer.
That's right.
And after what Coach Smith had said, and, the teams that I had the opportunity to go to were good teams. So I decided to go ahead and put my name in for the draft and never looked back, and just took all the knowledge that Coach Smith had given me and tried to play and go to the NBA with it.
Right, man. So, being, playing in the NBA 10,
11
12,
years.
11 years. Those were some good times for you. I know. I always call it the gift and the curse of playing at the University of North Carolina for Coach Smith. Leaving that environment and then going into the NBA environment.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Explain to people your thought process.
Yeah, that's a polar opposite. You're in Carolina, it's teammate first, be unselfish. And Coach Smith and I had talks about this. He said Brad Daugherty struggled with that as well. You're grabbing every rebound, snatching rebounds from guys. You got to get numbers to justify this contract. So that was a big challenge also. I missed the closeness of the team that I had in Carolina. And then you get to NBA, you get to Charlotte, which was an expansion team. All right, so this really was back then cast-offs. The last 2 guys on every team, you got to cast off. That's what it was. So in a picture, you're a young player. You're coming in the game, looking to veterans to help you. Man, them guys could care less about the veterans, the young guys. They're worrying about that next check, Shamad.
Right.
Hold your hand through this process, and we're 1963. We were 1963 my rookie year. So with Rex Chapman and I, we were the 2 young guys on that team. So a lot of losing. We had to do a lot of growing up really quickly there. Because, you didn't have great teammates in Charlotte like we did. I'm saying no. Some of them were horrible. Some of them were terrible. All right? So, I long for Carolina. But you're a professional now. You go and get it done. You get better. And that's what we try to do there in Charlotte.
Yeah, man. I mean, nobody most definitely can deny, the effect of the game that you had on it and how you played each and every time. But I want you to go back while you were at Carolina, man, and think about what event happened, or what was the one thing that you always reminisce and say, you know what, man, I missed this about Carolina, or one of the best stories you had about, because you had a great team now. You talking about some characters.
Yeah.
You had some of them now. So give the people what they want, as they
look, I don't have enough stories been thrown out about me. I told them I'm used to being the fall guy. I'll take all the blame when all the guys start telling stories. I'll be that. I've got broad back. I'll take all that. That's
Right.
fine. But my biggest thing at Carolina is just our closeness and how the guys continue. Like you and I are friends through different eras. We
No
didn't play
question.
together.
No.
We met each other from going up there in the summers, and there's
Mhm.
40, 50, 60 former Carolina players at that time in Carolina. We'd have 40, 50 players. You'd have Worthy, Perkin, and Jordan, all those guys. Brad Daugherty on the court. I might have to sit out 2 games for I could get on the court. You
Right.
never know. That's how many Carolina guys were there.